They were young, successful, attractive, and constantly making headlines for all the right reasons. Every photo seemed effortless. Every appearance looked picture perfect. Fans couldn't get enough of them, and many people were already convinced they were headed toward marriage. But then something unexpected happened. The relationship ended. No dramatic interviews, no public accusations, no explosive social media battle. Just a quiet breakup that left millions of fans wondering what went wrong. Years later, people are still asking the same question. How did one of Hollywood's most admired couples go from looking inseparable to going their separate ways? And more importantly, was their breakup really about incompatibility, or was it a case of two people being in completely different stages of life? The answer may reveal more about modern relationships than most people realize. Before meeting Lori Harvey, Michael B. Jordan had spent years building one of the strongest careers in Hollywood. From his breakout performances in television to becoming a global superstar through Creed and Black Panther, Michael established himself as more than just a talented actor. He became one of the industry's most respected leading men. But despite his growing fame, there was one thing that always remained relatively private: his personal life. Unlike many celebrities who regularly shared details about their relationships, Michael rarely put his dating life in the spotlight. His focus appeared to be on work, growth, and building a long-term legacy. Meanwhile, Lori Harvey was creating a different kind of success story. As the stepdaughter of Steve Harvey, she grew up around fame, but she eventually built her own identity. Through fashion partnerships, luxury brand collaborations, and a powerful social media presence, Lori became one of the most recognizable young influencers in entertainment. Her life seemed to embody freedom, travel, fashion, and endless opportunity. She wasn't known for one particular career path. She was known for being everywhere. And that made her one of the most talked about personalities on social media. When news broke that Michael and Lori were dating, fans immediately became invested. The relationship seemed to balance two different worlds. Michael represented stability, discipline, and long-term ambition. Lori represented youth, excitement, and modern celebrity culture. Together, they looked like a perfect match. As months passed, the relationship became increasingly public. Fans watched them vacation together. They attended events side by side. Photos surfaced showing them spending time with family. Perhaps most importantly, Michael appeared happier and more open than he had ever been publicly. For someone known for protecting his private life, that was significant. Many fans interpreted it as a sign that the relationship was becoming serious. Very serious. Then came something that fueled even more speculation. Michael began discussing love and relationships more openly during interviews. He spoke about being in a place where he felt comfortable sharing parts of his personal life. For many observers, it sounded like a man who was thinking about the future. And that's when the conversation started to change. People stopped asking whether the relationship was real. Instead, they began asking when the engagement would happen. The public had already written the next chapter of their story. Unfortunately, Michael and Lori may not have been reading the same script. Behind the glamorous photos and social media posts was a reality that many couples face. Sometimes two people can genuinely care about each other while wanting completely different things. According to reports that emerged after the breakup, one of the biggest issues may have been timing. Multiple outlets reported that Michael was thinking more seriously about long-term commitment. Lori, on the other hand, was still focused on enjoying life, traveling, and exploring opportunities. Neither approach was necessarily wrong, but they weren't necessarily aligned either, and alignment matters, especially when a relationship starts moving toward conversations about marriage, family, and long-term plans. The challenge wasn't that one person wanted something unreasonable, and the challenge was that they may have wanted different futures, at least at that particular moment. When news of the breakup became public, reactions were immediate. Many fans were shocked. Others weren't surprised at all. Social media quickly divided into camps. Some argued that Lori had every right to prioritize her own goals and independence. Others believed Michael was the type of partner many people spend years searching for. Suddenly, what started as a celebrity breakup became a larger debate about relationships, expectations, and commitment. And that's where things became fascinating. People weren't just discussing Michael and Lori anymore, they were projecting their own beliefs onto the relationship. Some saw Lori as a symbol of modern independence. Others saw Michael as an example of stability and long-term thinking. The breakup became bigger than the individuals involved. It became a cultural conversation. As discussions intensified, another factor added fuel to the speculation. Steve Harvey. Throughout the relationship, Steve had spoken positively about Michael. He publicly praised his character and often seemed supportive of the relationship. Even after the breakup, Steve never appeared hostile toward Michael. In fact, many fans noticed that his comments remained respectful. That detail stood out because celebrity breakups often lead to public tension between families. This situation felt different. There was no obvious villain, no public feud, no dramatic accusations. Just a relationship that ended despite appearing strong from the outside. And that may be exactly why people continue discussing it today. Because there was no simple answer, no single event, no shocking revelation. Instead, there was a possibility that many people find uncomfortable. The possibility that love alone isn't always enough. Sometimes timing matters. Sometimes priorities matter. Sometimes two successful people simply find themselves heading toward different destinations. In the years following the breakup, both Michael and Lori continued thriving professionally. Michael expanded his influence in Hollywood, taking on larger creative responsibilities and continuing his rise as both an actor and filmmaker. His career reached new heights. Lori continued building her brand, growing her business ventures, and maintaining her position as one of social media's most influential personalities. Neither person's life collapsed after the breakup. Neither disappeared from the spotlight. Instead, they continued moving forward, and perhaps that's the most interesting part of the story. Hollywood often teaches us that every relationship must have a winner and a loser, a hero and a villain, someone who was right and someone who was wrong. But real life rarely works that way. Sometimes relationships end not because somebody failed, not because somebody cheated, not because somebody made a terrible mistake. Sometimes they end because two people arrive at a crossroads and realize they want different things. That possibility may not create dramatic headlines, but it feels a lot closer to reality. Years later, fans still debate whether Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey could have made things work under different circumstances. Maybe if they had met earlier, maybe if they had met later, maybe if they had been in the same stage of life. We'll never know. What we do know is that their relationship became one of the most talked about romances of its generation, and their breakup sparked conversations that continue to resonate far beyond celebrity gossip. Because at its core, this isn't just a story about Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. It's a story about timing, it's a story about expectations, and it's a reminder that even the most perfect-looking relationships can face challenges the public never sees. The real question isn't whether Michael and Lori were right for each other. The real question is whether being right for someone is enough when life is pulling you in different directions. And that's a question millions of people are still trying to answer.